Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and for scheduling this meeting to assess the Coast Guard's new mission needs statement and implications of how the Coast Guard allocates its resources. I'd first like to extend my greetings to Vice Commandant of the Coast Guard, Admiral Charles Michel. Welcome. Delighted to see you and have a little conversation before we even started the meeting. And also welcome Jennifer Glover from the Government Accounting Office, who can answer all the questions that the Chairman just raised. Thank you very much for being here. Even the most junior boatswain mate can tell you, before you can accurately chart a course to arrive safely at any destination, you first need to have a reliable compass to give you an accurate heading. Well, is that what the mission needs statement provides for the Coast Guard? We're going to find out. Is it a reliable compass to guide them forward? We hope so, and we'll hear about it today. We can all agree that far too much time has elapsed between today and when the Coast Guard's last mission statement was developed in 2005. In many respects, the assumptions embedded in that analysis reflect a much different time and a much different Coast Guard. For example, the mix of assets available to the Coast Guard to meet its mission needs is now, the Coast Guard is now in the midst of the largest recapitalization effort in the service's history, including a whole bunch of new airplanes they didn't even know they'd ever get, like the 27s. Yet this transition is not without irony. For at a time when the Coast Guard is receiving the most modern and most capable assets in its 225-year history, missteps and delays in the acquisition of these assets have forced the Coast Guard to rely on its remaining legacy assets, which have become ever less reliable and ever more expensive to operate each year. So we hope the Coast Guard is prepared to get on with its future, with its new assets, in a timely and appropriate cost way. Additionally, a changing global climate has accelerated the opening of the Arctic region. This circumstance has prompted new operational challenges for the Coast Guard, while simultaneously creating a shifting, uncertain geopolitical environment for the Coast Guard to operate in. Most regrettably, the specter and reach of non-state terrorists or transnational criminal organizations continually place the Coast Guard in ever-grading demands to ensure the safety and security of the United States, our maritime commerce, as well as our people. And it's not just here in the Western Hemisphere, but it's globally. I had the pleasure of seeing some of the Coast Guard ships stationed in Qatar, or excuse me, Bahrain, when I visited there a few months ago. And so the Coast Guard has a new compass, the mission statement. We're going to explore that today. We know we must do our work to ensure that the Coast Guard uses this new analysis to best allocate its resources and for Congress to provide the support necessary to carry it out. So if the Coast Guard is semper paratus, so too must the Congress. Your 11 statutory missions are your guideposts. The mission statement is how you're going to get there. Mr. Chairman, thank you for scheduling the hearing. I look forward to the discussion.